In this video I'm going to talk about some of the machines that you would find in a typical workshop. And these machines you need to be familiar with in order to obviously do your design work when deciding on manufacturing methods, but also in relation to answering questions in your exam. So we have a list of common machines that you would find in the workshop, and these include sander, disc sander, belt sander, pillar drill, scroll saw, centre lathe, or sometimes called a metalworking lathe, woodworking lathe, mortise machine, the plastic dip, fluidizer, oven, and strip heater. So let's have a look at these machines individually. On the screen we've got two types of sanding machines. We've got a disc sander and a belt sander. And both sanding machines are used for sanding wood down to a line, or possibly closing the end grain on a piece of wood. The next machine is the pillar drill, sometimes called a pedestal drill, for obvious reasons, because the drill is mounted on a pillar or a pedestal. The things that you need to know about this drill is what are the safety considerations. You need to be, when you're using the drill, you need to wear goggles. Any loose clothing needs to be tied back. Any workpiece needs to be securely held, either possibly in an engineer's vice or clamped to the table. There should only be one person operating the machine, and users need plenty of room to use the machine. Another aspect to using the pillar drill is if you want to drill holes a particular depth, then you want to use the depth stop. And the depth stop has a scale on it that allows you to set it so that it drills holes the same depth every time you use it. The next machine is called a scroll saw, and basically a scroll saw consists of a reciprocating blade that moves up and down, and what you do is you feed your sheet material onto the blade to cut it, and it can be used to cut fairly intricate shapes from sheet material. Wood obviously being the main material, but it can also be used for cutting plastic as well. On the screen you can see a picture of a metalworking lathe or centre lathe. Metalworking lathes are used to produce shaped engineering components, often from cylindrical pieces of metal, although square sections can also be turned by merely changing the type of chuck on the headstock. Examples of items that could be made on a centre lathe include engine, metal components, tool handles, hammers, candlestick holders, nuts and bolts, and metal chest pieces. A typical metalworking lathe can be broken down into a number of common parts. It's sometimes helpful to use the analogy of a horse, where we have the headstock, the tailstock, and the saddle. The headstock is the front of the machine. The motor and gearing system can be found here. The tailstock sits on the bed of the lathe and is located on the other end. The saddle is located in the middle of the machine. The saddle consists of the carriage, a cross slide, top slide, and tool post. The cutting iron used to shape the metal is held in the tool post. There are a number of processes that can be completed on a metalworking lathe. Some of these processes include facing off, parallel turning, taper turning, parting off, drilling, and knurling. On the screen we now have a picture of a woodworking lathe. Wood, after it's been prepared, can be turned on this machine to make things like handles, spindles, legs, rails, and light shade stands. Just like in a metalworking lathe, the material to be shaped is held and rotated at a suitable speed. Instead of a cutting iron, chisels are used to shape the wood. These chisels are held on the top of the tool rest and applied to the rotating workpiece. Common chisels used in woodworking lathes include round nose chisel, long cornered chisel, parting chisel, and a gouge chisel. Okay, if you're working with plastic and you want to form your plastic, there's different ways in which you can do it. One way would be to heat the plastic uniformly, so that you can then put it in between two halves of a mould, and that is called compression moulding. And in order to do that, you need an oven like the one on the screen. If you want to use the line bending process to bend a sheet of plastic, thermoplastic, then you would use a strip heater. We've got two examples of the strip heaters that you would commonly find. There's the one on the left, which uses a filament which applies a narrow band of heat to the plastic, and on the right we have a heated wire which does the same thing by applying a narrow band of heat. The difference being that the plastic goes underneath in this one, and on the filament one the plastic sits on top. Thank you for watching this video.